Welcome back to Middle-earth. Welcome back to War of the Ring 2nd edition. The Free Peoples are beleaguered on every front, except for Rohan, of course, but I'm sure that's not going to last too long. So here we are, and the Free Peoples are up first. Of course, I rolled all the dice last episode, so we've got lots to play with. Let's take a look at the Free Peoples dice and have them decide what they're going to do for their first action, because yes, they are not going to pass to the Shadow player. So let's get to it. Right, here are Free People's dice. The first thing I'm going to do for them is we're going to use a muster action die. So we're going to use that as a muster. And we're going to go to the political track. I think to try and stay alive, we're going to have to get Rohan moving. So let's go to the political track and advance them down it towards at war. Alright, we're using that muster army die as a muster die. We're going to move Rohan one space closer to at war. Now the second they get attacked by Saruman, it's going to push them into the at war. We still do have threats and promises in play though, so if Rohan is attacked, that's going to cancel that card. But currently we can't move the Men of the North down the political track. Alright, it's over to the Shadow player. Ooh, he's got 7 dice to play with. Let's find out what he's going to do. And the Shadow player's got their 7 dice. They got 2 army musters, 2 armies, 2 event die, and a muster die. They are going to use one of their army dice to move 2 armies on the board. Oh man, they're still moving armies. Alright, let's get to the board. Find out which 2 armies are going to move. And the first army they're going to move is the one in Osgiliath is going to come and join forces with the one besieging Minis Tirith. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can move 4 more regular units into the besieged space here at Minas Tirith. These 2 guys have to hang back. And these 2 are hanging back here at Los Narcs. Alright, that's 1 movement. Let's find out where else on the board the Shadow Army is going to move again. Looks like the Easterlings are on the march. We're going to be moving this army into the Vale of Carnan, and they are going to be moving right in here, right on the borders of Dale. Okay, that's the 2 army movements. For the Shadow player, back we go to the Free Peoples. Oh man, this is looking grim. Well, we've got to get the ring to Mordor, I think. So we're going to take a character die and we're going to try and move the Fellowship. Now, the Shadow player only has 1 die in the hunt box. They're only going to be rolling 1, but if he rolls a 6, it means we're going to be drawing a hunt tile out of the bag. So let's get out the dice tray and see if the hunt for the ring is successful. But of course, before we do that, we are moving the ring. The Fellowship has moved from space 6 to 7. They're 7 spaces away from Rivendell. If they get to 10 spaces away without being revealed, they can declare themselves in Morannon and start on the Crack of Doom track, Mordor track. But that's a long way off yet. Let's get to rolling that die for the hunt for the ring, and let's hope that the Shadow player is unsuccessful. Right, we have 1 die for the Shadow player. Going to be rolling 1 6-sided die, hunting for the ring, and oh yeah, sneaky bunch, no problem at all. We move. The hunt is unsuccessful, but now we have 1 die in here. If we try to move the Fellowship again, which I think we need to do, they need a 5 or 6 next time if they hunt for us, but they're still only rolling 1 die. Alright, back we go now to the Shadow player. Oh man, he's got so many dice, so many armies. We are in trouble as the Free Peoples. Alright, 6 dice remaining for the Shadow player. They are going to play an event card. Oh man, playing an event card. Alright. And the event card that the Shadow player is going to play is called Hill Trolls, and I'm not going to zoom in on it. I think it's probably all right there. Basically says play if the Sauron player is at war. Well, yes, they have been for quite some time. Replace 2 Sauron regular units anywhere on the game board with 2 Sauron elite units. Ooh. All right, let's get to the game board and make that switch. And, oh my good word, yes, 2 regulars right here besieging Minas Tirith are going to be replaced with 2 elite units. That is one ugly looking army. 5 Nazgul, 3 elites, 7 regulars, all besieging Minas Tirith. Inside, of course, the stronghold Minas Tirith, we have we have Pippin, and we also have a leader and 5 regular Gondor units. Ooh, back we go to the Free Peoples. Okay, we're going to do it again. We're going to move the Fellowship again. We're taking a risk, but the way we're being pounded on by the Shadow forces, we better get the ring to Mordor if we can. So we're going to try to move it again. This time again, the Shadow player only has 1 die in the hunt box and roll 1 die, but this time only needs a 5 or 6 to draw a hunt tile from the bag. So let's get out the dice tray and hope that we are not it has an unsuccessful hunt, and yes, we've got to move up the Fellowship track as well. So we'll do that first. Run, Frodo, run! Yes, and he still has Legolas and Boromir, of course Sam, with him in the Fellowship. We're going to go from space 7 to space 8. We are 2 steps away from getting onto the Mordor track, but the Eye of Sauron is ever watchful, so he's going to do a hunt for the ring right now. 1 die, and if he rolls a 5 or 6, he's going to be successful at the hunt. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's get to the dice tray and see what's going to take place. All right, here we are. We have 1 die already in the box, so we're going to be, this adds a +1 to the die roll, but there's only 1 Sauron die, so it's a 1 in 3 chance they get caught, 2 in 3 chances that they don't. And it's a 3. Oh man, that is really good. I cannot believe that in this entire playthrough so far, the Fellowship has been sneaky every single time, has never been discovered. So that's good for our Fellowship, because we need to get them to Mount Doom to try and destroy the ring, because I think we're going to get destroyed in the battlefield, which takes us right over now to the Shadow player once again. And the Shadow player dice. And this time they are going to use the army die. They are going to take 1 army and attack with it. Gee, I wonder where the attack is going to take place. Well, let's find out. Surprise! Minas Tirith under siege. Sauron's forces are closing in on the Citadel. So we're going to have a battle here. Of course, Sauron's going to be rolling 5 dice because he's got 10 armies. And the Gondor people are also going to be rolling 5 dice because they have 5 regulars, a leader, and Pippin. Now it's time to decide if either player is going to play cards. We're going to see what we have for the Free Peoples. We are going to play a card. So it's just a matter of seeing if the Sauron player is going to play a card before we roll dice. So we're going to zoom down on the cards that are going to be played for this battle. And wow, then we're going to see what happens. Okay, cards will be played. We're going to take a look at the Free People's card first. We are going to play Confusion. Every unmodified die result of a 1 in the Shadow player's combat roll, that's the initial roll, not the re-rolls, scores 1 hit against the Shadow army. So they basically, in the confusion of the attack, they destroy themselves. Any such result cannot be rolled again during the Shadow player's leader re-roll. Could be good for us if he rolls a lot of 1s. But the Shadow player is going to play a card as well, and they are playing Words of Power. Play if a Nazgul is in the battle. Well, there's 5 of them, so that's a yeah. Choose a companion. That companion's leadership and special abilities are cancelled for this combat round. So basically, Pippin is nullified. No surprise, he's a little pipsqueak. So, Pippin's not going to be able to give the Free Peoples a reroll, so they're going to only have 1 reroll. But the confusion is going to take effect. All right, we're going to get out the dice tray. We're going to be rolling 5 dice aside, keeping in mind 1s are hits against. 1s that the Shadow player rolls are hits against them. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, and the Citadel is under attack by trolls and Nazgul, and it's ugly. 5 apiece. Let's get rolling now. The shadow player needs 6s to hit because the free peoples are in a stronghold. Of course, the free peoples only need 5 or 6. The shadow player is going to get as many rerolls as they have dice because they have 5 Nazgul. And our free peoples only gets 1 reroll. So let's find out what we get. I see 1/1. That is a hit against the shadow player. And 2 more. So that's 3 hits against the shadow player. They cannot use this 1 as a reroll. And these are all misses. However, the shadow player does have... Oh, and the free peoples get 1 reroll. So let's do the free peoples reroll. And that's a 4. And so that's it for the free people's dice. So 3 hits against the shadow. That's pretty good. However, the shadow player has 5 Nazgul. They get 4 missed dice. They get to reroll all of them. And if these ones roll a 1, they don't count against hits against the shadow because it's the leader reroll. And they get 1 hit, which sounds terrible, but every hit against the free peoples in the stronghold is going to knock a unit out of there, and they cannot get any more units back inside a besieged citadel. All right, 3 hits against the shadow player, 1 against the free peoples. Let's do the shadow player first. And the shadow player is like, whatever. It's going to take 1, 2, 3 regular units out of here. And that is going to conclude the damage against the shadow player. Now let's go to the citadel box and remove 1 unit from Gondor. And this is what is sitting in Gondor. We've got Pippin, a leader, and 5 regulars. Well, one of these regulars died and is no more, back in box, never to be recruited again. That's down to 4 now. And now the shadow player has the option to downgrade an elite to a regular to do another attack. And that is precisely what they're going to do. So in order to continue attacking a stronghold, you must be able to downgrade an elite unit to a regular to press the attack again. So there will be 1 more attack at least, possibly more, there's still elite units there, against Minis Tirith, the stronghold, the citadel there. So, once again, are we going to be playing cards? I don't know. I think we will, and the shadow player only has 1 card left. He's getting pretty skimpy on cards. Well, let's find out. We're going to take a look at the cards played here right now. Alright, we as the free peoples are going to play a card. We are going to play Brave Stand. Play if a companion is in the battle. That'd be Pippin. The shadow player rolls 1 die less in his combat roll for each companion in the battle to a minimum of 1. So instead of rolling 5 dice this time, shadow player is going to be rolling 4 on their combat. So that's good, but the shadow player is also playing a card. They're playing They Are Terrible. Play if the total Nazgul leadership is 1 or more. It's actually 5. Forfeit 1 point of Nazgul leadership to add 1 to all dice on your leader reroll. Ooh. So what that means is we're going to be rolling 4 dice for the shadow player, and they have 5 Nazgul, so they're going to be able to reroll all misses. The leader reroll are now hits on 5s and 6s. Ouch. Let's get out the dice tray, see what kind of damage takes place. And this time it's 4 dice apiece. There's only 4 regulars left in the Citadel, Minas Tirith, and the card knocks the shadow player down to 4 dice, even though they have 6 units attacking. 4 for 4. The shadow player needs 6s. The free peoples need a 5 or 6, and they get 1 reroll. Actually, they get 2 rerolls, and the shadow player gets all reroll. And the free peoples, all right, they're doing well. 2 hits. Not a single hit for the shadow player. The free peoples, though, do get, I believe they get 2 rerolls. I don't think it negated, I don't think that card got rid of, no, it didn't. So we're going to have a reroll for Pippin. So the free peoples get 2 rerolls. Come on. Oh, man. Awesome stuff. Oh, I can't believe that. Way to go, Pippin. That's 4 hits against the shadow player. I like it. All right, this could be terrible. These are the re-rolls. 5s or 6s now for the forces of Sauron and his Nazgul. And all they get is 1 hit. Wow! What a brave stand indeed for Pippin. 4 hits against the Shadow Army, only 1 against the Men of Gondor. Let's get rid of the damage on the board. Fantastic defense for the Men of Gondor. 4 hits against the Sauron units. 2 hits take out an elite. They're going to take out 1 elite and 2 regulars, leaving them 1 elite, 3 regulars. Wow, that was pretty good. But we do need now to take 1 unit away from the defenders of Gondor. So let's do that. Well, that was a very brave stand, but they are going to lose 1 unit. Now they only have 3, a leader and Pippin in the Citadel. Things looking pretty grim, but boy, that was really, really good stuff. Over we go now. Back to the Free Peoples. Have 1 more play of the dice, and I think we're going to end it off after that for today. The Free Peoples have 1 event die and 1 muster army die. Oh boy, oh boy. I think we are going to... I think we're going to use a muster die and get Rohan at war. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to use a muster die, and we're going to go to the political track, and we're going to put Rohan at war. All right, that's it. Rohan is now at war, which means we can muster now for Rohan, which is good, because Sauron's got quite a few forces built up. All right, that's going to end off our episode for today. I'm going to zoom out. We're going to recap a little bit. Whoa, the battling is getting fierce. And we're at the 20-minute mark, so we're going to wrap up our episode for today. Oh my good word, what a dust up here at Minis Tirith. 5 Nazgul, that's a lot of units in the fray there. The Shadow Army got beaten down heavily, but now there's only 3 regular units left defending the Citadel. And they still have some more units kind of on the border they can push in there. So that's pretty nasty. Saruman is still sitting there beating his war drums. Now that Rohan is at war, though, I suspect he may strike at any time. The elves are still besieged in Lorien. They have 3 regulars and a leader in their citadel. And Pelargar here is... not Pelargar. Dol Amroth is still under siege from the southern armies. They have 2 regulars and a leader. So, Saruman, the Shadow Forces only have 1 point on their way to 10 for a military victory at Pelargir, which is right under the camera here. You can't quite see it, that they have taken over. We have the Fellowship at Space 8 on the Fellowship track. They're still hidden. Saruman, the forces of Sauron, Easterlings, Southerlings have not been able to... we haven't even drawn 1 hunt tile out of the bag. This entire playthrough, absolutely unreal luck for the Fellowship. I guess Strider is an excellent guide. We have Gandalf the White and Merry here in Helm's Deep. So yeah, things getting uglier by the minute. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, and likes. Really appreciate it. This is War of the Ring, 2nd edition from Ares Games. It's awesome. So thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.